Every once in a while, a courtroom case comes along that isn't really about money or cars or even neighbors. It's about how people see themselves and how they see everyone else. And this one, it gets uncomfortable fast.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Porter presiding.
Everyone, please be seated. Case number 9043, Marilyn Sumner versus Christina Milford. Ladies, can you please come to the podium? Ms. Sumner, Ms. Milford, hello, ladies.
Hello, Judge Porter.
Hello, Judge Porter.
Tell me that's a stuffed animal.
No, this is my emotional support dog that I had to get because of her.
Okay, I guess I will allow it. Do you have the documentation to show
do.
that?
I do. It's on my phone, but it's sitting back at the bench.
Okay, I will allow it. What's your support animal's name?
Nugget.
Nugget? Like Denver Nuggets? Like the
Like
basketball
chicken
team?
nugget. Like a nugget of gold.
Like a nugget of gold.
Oh my God.
He's pure luxury.
I can see
Pure
that.
little mutts.
$171,000 because someone parked the wrong kind of car on a public street. That's not a legal argument. That's a personal belief dressed up as a lawsuit. And the moment you hear it out loud, you can already feel where this is going.
Sumner, you brought this lawsuit. You're suing Ms. Milford in the amount for $171,000 in damages?
Yes.
What did she do to you?
She is a nuisance to our whole neighborhood.
No, I'm not concerned about the entire neighborhood. I'm just concerned about you.
She has brought down the property value of our neighborhood because she has just been a nuisance to me. She has all of these cars that are parked in front of her house and mine.
How many cars, give or take?
Sometimes 6, sometimes 8.
8 cars?
Sometimes.
Okay, are these maybe like parties or something?
No, Your Honor. It's her family. There's a ton of them that live there, and they all have their cars. It looks like a used car lot outside of my house.
Okay. Well, I guess my question is, how does the 8 cars affect you to the point where you're saying I need $171,000 in damages?
Well, let me tell you, Your Honor. We live in a very luxurious community. It's very upscale, and these cars are not luxurious at all.
Okay.
Like they just look like they've brought down the property value.
Okay.
I mean, people come in to look at our houses and they just think it's a junk community because of all these cars.
Are you preparing to sell your house or anything like that?
I'm not right now, but I will tell you that some neighbors are, and they won't speak up because they're scared of her.
Okay, so you're saying that the value of your house has
Depleted.
decreased because of your. Now, are you next door neighbors?
We are.
Okay. All right, please continue.
Her son rolled up the other day in this big jacked up F-250, I think it is. And I mean, it's just one more thing in front of my house, another car. And she says that, it's none of my business or whatever. And I have friends over.
Let me ask you this. How
sometimes.
did you come across the part where the valuation of your property has diminished?
Because I see realtors come in with people all the time to look at other houses in the community, and nothing sells.
But you don't know with certainty the reason why the property value in your community is going down. You can't sit here and say it's because of this, because there's usually factors that take place. But you can't say that.
It looks junky, so I'm sure it's a factor.
Okay, and that's damage to the possibility. So what is the 171 from the price of what you believe your home is worth?
It's from depletion of my home and then embarrassment when my friends come over. Some of them are like, "What is going on
So that's
out
why
front?"
you had to get the emotional
Yes.
nugget, because because you're stressed out about
That's right.
the fact that
What stood out to me here is how grounded the defendant sounds. She's not defensive. She's not dramatic. She's just saying, we live here. We work. We exist. And sometimes that's all people are really asking for.
You feel my pain exactly, and you just met her in one day. This lady is a mess. I have every right to live in that neighborhood. I work hard. I live over there 30 years.
okay,
30 years, and my family, we cause no problems. She calls the police.
She made an allegation that you have 6 to 8, if I'm gonna remember,
Depending on
6
the
to
day,
8
Judge.
cars, depending. I'm assuming you say that fluctuates depending.
Yes,
Cars in front of your house. Is there some fact behind that?
it's true because I come from a big family. We're a very loving family. We're always there.
How many? I'm just curious.
eating.
How many bedrooms in that house?
Well, we have 4 bedrooms,
Okay.
but they don't all live there. I have a big family. We love each other. I have a garage. Some of the cars are in the garage. I mean, it's not bothering her, but she's always looking, finding ways to mess in our business.
So we can get some clarification, and so she can have some clarification. Why do you have so many cars? How many people live in your house? Let's start with that.
It's 3 of us.
3 of us.
Yes.
So what you're saying is that you have family members that visit quite often?
Yes.
Okay.
And she
all
doesn't
right.
have to know who lives there or who doesn't.
That is true.
You
That is
know,
true. I just
but-
wanted to make sure that we have some type of understanding here. Because sometimes what happens is there's a misunderstanding
Yes.
between neighbors, and if we can here in the court, we try to resolve that situation and say, hey,
No.
what you're thinking is this when it's really this, and you know, okay, so
Right. Not gonna
This, right here, is the moment the case stops being about cars. Your car should match your status. That sentence tells you everything. Because once you believe status defines worth, empathy disappears.
is there some truth to that?
We live in an upscale neighborhood. Don't
Okay.
park your half.
say it. Say it. You better watch your mouth.
Don't park
lady.
your Hyundai on the street.
Okay,
There she goes.
now,
You see?
okay, hold on.
Woo! Let me get her.
Miss Sumner, ma'am, let me
baby,
ask you a
baby.
question. Are you, part of your concern is, okay, how do I say this? Okay, you have a concern not so much about the amount of cars there, but the type of cars?
Well, you know, the caliber of car does make a difference. When you're coming into a luxurious community like ours, you shouldn't see,
What's
you know,
the going rate
underrated
for
cars on
What's
the
the
road.
going rate for houses in this community? I'm just curious. give or take?
700 to 1.2 million.
Okay, so, okay, all right. And you believe that, let's say for argument's sake, let's say the house is 1.5 million, okay? You believe that people who live in houses, because I'm not going to ask how much your house, I'm not going to do that in court,
Okay.
but let's say that her house is with the, well, obviously your house is in those parameters.
Yes, nice house.
You believe that a person should have a certain type of car if they live in a certain type of neighborhood, correct?
Well, your car should match your status. Absolutely.
Okay.
The judge does something important here. He doesn't mock her. He challenges her worldview. He asks the question most people avoid. Why does this matter so much to you? And she never really answers it.
No.
Okay. Because the reason I ask you that is because here's the thing. I had a situation here in this courtroom one time where a gentleman, I forgot what he did for a living, but he was a multimillionaire. He's doing quite well for himself. And he had a son who was in college. And the son wanted a, if I can remember correctly, it was Ferrari, some type of exotic sports car. Now, the father could afford the car. There was no doubt about that. The father could afford the car, but he gave his car a different, he gave his son a different type of car because he says, I'm going to give you something to get you from point A to point B. Because the lesson he wanted to give is you have to learn in life that you have to earn certain things. So the luxury exotic sports car that he wanted, that his father could clearly pay for, he had to learn that. Hey, I can do it, but it is what it is. You have to earn that. Now, I don't know the situation with these people and the cars that they have. I'm not going to even ask about that. But here's my thing. Why does the image of something, why is that so important to you?
Because I worked hard. And I want, when people come to visit me, I don't want them to see trash on the street.
But your trash, what you consider trash, are these vehicles, right?
Yes.
Like you said, it's a Hyundai, correct? I don't know how much a Hyundai goes for. I'm not very good with prices and stuff. I know how much the car I drive costs. Okay, pretty penny, I remember that. I remember one I bought for my wife, I remember that. But what I'm saying to you is, someone could look at you, look at your outfit, and say, wow, she must have got that from a thrift store.
Well, they would be sadly mistaken.
But it's an image to somebody else.
Right.
Because you're putting your value system on somebody else. And someone who lives in, say, I don't know, a $25 million home could probably look at you and say, man, look at her outfit. Oh my gosh, she must be doing bad. Look what type of car she's driving. Does that devalue you as a person?
No, but they don't have to look at it every day when they come home.
This is true. But what I'm saying is, you're putting value in something that has no value. I don't know what type of car you drive, but I don't know. If your car gets stolen today or tomorrow, does your insurance company take care of you the same way her insurance company is going to take care of her if her cars are stolen today or tomorrow?
Probably.
Yes.
Why are you putting value in material things? Who cares what type of car it is? Because at the end of the day, does this car get me from point A to point B? Are you paying for the gas that goes in those cars? Those people, do they work? The people in your house?
Yes.
They work.
Very nice.
The car
jobs.
gets them to jobs. Who cares what kind of car it is?
Legally, this case was never strong. No proof of damages. No real harm. Just discomfort. And the law doesn't exist to protect ego.
That is just something that you are saying, ma'am.
All right, fine, Judge. Fine.
So as you probably already guessed, I am not going to grant you this $171,000. I'm going to throw this case out.
Amazing.
This might be my favorite part, because the judge reminds everyone watching that life is unpredictable. The people you look down on today might be the ones you need tomorrow. That's not law. That's humanity.
Hey.
So maybe the problem isn't her. Maybe the problem is you and your perceptions.
Exactly.
I see what I see every day.
I understand that. But what I see is a woman who feels entitled. That is what I see.
I see that too.
And I'm sorry that you have that sense of entitlement. You know, how do you go through life feeling that you're better than someone? I need you to explain that to me. How does that work? You know, let me ask you a question. If your house were to catch on fire and you needed help, and this woman was at your front door, would you tell her, no, go away, I don't need your help? Or would you accept whatever she's willing to do to help you and nugget? You see what I'm saying? Be nice and kind to people. Everybody. Because you never know when you may need that person for whatever. Just being nice, it's a good thing. It's a beautiful feeling. Hell, she may be able to take Nugget to the vet if something happens to you and you can't do it. You ever thought about that? Just be nice to people. Be kind.
And Your Honor, I got to say something too. My cars are paid for, so I'm not trying to live like the Joneses and,
Yeah, that's the other thing. Don't try to live above your means. I don't know your financials. We're not going to get into that in court. But as long as they're not doing anything to you physically, why do you care? Exactly. It's hard enough to just be, just enjoy life for what it is, man. Nugget's not complaining. All right? Like I said, your case is dismissed. Have a nice day.
And look at the reactions. One woman feels relief, gratitude, closure. The other leaves angry, unchanged. And that tells you the verdict wasn't the real issue. The mindset was.
I would like to say thank you to Judge Porter for, dismissing this case because it didn't make any sense. It's just this privileged behavior, and it's just time to just be done with that. I just want to live in my house. I want to be able to be happy with my family, and that's it. And I'm just grateful for the decision. So thank you.
Nuggie, I don't think I agree with that judge. I think he was just ignorant to the whole situation. I'm just not happy. I'm not happy at all with this verdict. Those cars are just junking up our neighborhood, and I'm just done with it. I think I'm going to put my house on the market.